What is going on, everybody? Bobby Fire, Sheet Saver. We're going to be talking through this early MLB slate. We're going to be doing a golf video after this. And yeah, we didn't really talk too much on the slate yesterday. It was not a good MLB slate for me. I mostly relied on the projections. We had a brief site shutdown, which fortunately was back by 6:30 Eastern. So everything was good to go with that, but still didn't help me out. And the NBA, I did a little bit better. And by the way, have you been watching these games? This is like, what a crazy start to the postseason. I mean, unfortunately, the Curry thing will see.
Yeah, nobody knows how to close out games.
I mean, it's like literally what you said about the AAU thing happened twice in 1 week.
It's just crazy. You know what I mean? Like, I honestly don't want to hear about these guys made great comebacks. They made great. You know what? You're the NBA team. You're up 8 minutes to go. You're just not supposed to lose.
You shouldn't lose.
That's just it. I mean, like, you know what I mean? Like, it's ridiculous.
Yeah, it was shocking to me, but still, like, just the quality. The other one, I really enjoyed the Russell Westbrook comeback tour is going strong. I thought he was really, really good in that Denver game the other night, and Jokic was just out of this world. And that was obviously, I mean, but it's pretty wild that you have the first time ever 360 win teams lost in a round one ever, in a game one ever. And I thought, and also it was the first time ever that you had three teams by 9 that were 9-point underdogs all lose in the same.
Now it's definitely obviously early.
Yeah,
but boy, I would love to. I'll find it. I'm a front runner, so I have to wait till it actually comes in before I post it.
Okay.
But I'm gonna find that video with the take I had when the entire civilized world was trashing the Nuggets for getting rid of Malone and giving up on the season.
Okay, but here's the counter is that are we sure that this wouldn't have happened anyway? Like, we can't prove it because it's not like they've been bad at post. You know, they won the title 2 years ago and they lost in a game 7 last year. You know, I don't know.
Right, but what I said is it was a good time to bet on the Nuggets to win the whole thing.
Like, well, no, that part we agreed on. I was actually had that thought cross my mind yesterday because they got up to like 60, 70 to 1 or something like that. That's just crazy with the best player in the world. You
got the best player, and then you know what I mean, and then it's another day of like experience. It's like it's just kind of nuts, you know. Anyway, so we got a lot of stuff. So we got the early slate baseball, and then we got golf that we want to handle.
Yeah.
I don't know if I can do it, but if I did a late sweat tonight, maybe that would work. To make you a live lineup build for golf. I have to see. And then later, I'm probably going to be out for the main slate. If I do make it, I'll just kind of hop in. So yeah, there's just kind of a lot going on. So and you're on your laptop, so I'm gonna share my screen too. So let me find this.
I can do it. I just need to.
It's fine now. I lost you here. So let me see. Okay, and another bit of I would say variance, but another thing to mention is that I did upload some early slate projections, but it was a while ago, and all the lineups are different. So I don't, you know, that just is what it is.
Yeah.
So if you're going to build lineups, don't use my projections. Use Goldie's or somebody else's or Saberson for the early slate. So I guess we'll just go game by game.
Yeah, we just got 5 of them, and there's no real weather concerns for any of these except Texas Boston is later. So yeah, these all should be good to go.
I will tell you something else, by the way.
Yeah.
So this is really, really like almost scary. So I went to the Yankee game last night. I was there for that 10-run explosion. Like,
yeah, that was crazy.
You
stayed that long, did you?
What's that?
You stayed long enough, huh? You made it to the 8th?
No, I stayed for all the whole game.
I know. I'm just kidding around with you.
Especially now with the new rules. I mean, these games fly. I mean, they scored 1 million runs that game. I was still home. I was literally home by 10:45. You know, wow. It was incredible. The way they move these games along. And the couple of things. Number one is that I've seen, I think, 6 Yankee games in the last 2 seasons. 4 of them, Clark Schmidt started. Okay, that's
so weird.
Yeah, that's one thing. Second of all, I have to confirm this, but I've been to, I think, 15 Yankee games in the past like 5, 6, 7 years, whatever. They've literally never lost. I mean, literally never lost. I'm like whatever and going to Yankee games. Okay,
that's crazy.
just nuts. And like it was so funny because I was mentioning it to Stacy, and they went down 4-3, and I'm like, she's like, oh, looks like the streak is in jeopardy. Next thing you know, 10 runs. Right? And then also, I'm on literally a 5-game Aaron Judge home run streak. Okay, like when I go to that's not saying much as he hits one every day.
It's getting to the point of like being ridiculous.
Well, what's ridiculous about it also is they flashed up on the screen that was going to the 6-day win. Aaron Judge has had a 21-game hitting streak, long distance, and he was 0 for the game. Like, well, you got a problem now? Boop, home run, no problem.
So crazy.
So that was interesting. Okay, so first game, Valdez against Priester. Is Valdez bad? You know what I mean? Like, or is he just kind of just getting his act together?
It happens with him sometimes early in the year, so I'm willing to write it off. And he's going to be the highest owned. Well, he's going to be as of right now, he's my highest owned pitcher, and he's going to be right there. He's either 1 or 1A in terms of most highest owned.
You think so? He's going to be ahead of who's he going to be ahead of, Gray or Brown?
I think Gray and Brown will all be very similar, but I think he might end up I think maybe he'll be a little bit behind Gray. It's possible Gray ends up a little bit more than him.
Okay.
But I think look, it's a small slate. You gotta, we don't have a whole lot of options here. So I still think that he's a strong play. Like, it's just, all these guys are so similar. I would love to find something else to do. And I have the other thing to do that I want to do. So I'm going to do that, but
I have the other thing that I don't want to do, so I'm going to do that.
We'll talk about it when it comes up in a little bit. But anybody who watched the last time he pitched what I said, and then of course he goes out and throws an absolute like gem. I'm not gonna ignore Brian Wu ever, and I think he's extremely underrated. And I've been saying he's going to win a Cy Young someday, and he's one of the better pitchers in baseball that doesn't get the credit for it. And he's the one I'm going to go after today.
Yeah, I currently, right now, don't have any of Valdez.
Oh wow!
Yeah, I actually have like 10% Priester, but it's only 10%. Like, it's not a big. But yeah, so I'm doing something else as well. I guess that's the best way to describe it. But I don't have any. I don't have any of the Valdez. And when it comes to the hitting, I don't really have too much of either of the bats either.
Yeah.
Oh, wait a minute. You know what? You know what's so stupid? I don't know why DraftKings does. I actually do have it. I do have some Valdez. I have 26% Valdez. They have him listed like on the DraftKings app as an RP.
I know, it's so stupid, and he's literally never been in a million years. It's just
that's why I should probably just look at SaberSim, but I don't want to two
it's
tabs.
Like 5 years running we've had this going on. Come on, let's get it together, DraftKings.
Yeah.
All right, so yeah, so look, I have some Valdez. It's just the nature of what happens. I also don't think it's totally terrible to take I mean, look, it's a small slate, so for me, I'm Xing out the 5-man stacks. No 5-man stacks for me. That's my big thing. That and Brian Wu are the main changes that I'm making here. But in terms of like actually getting to Milwaukee or Houston, I still I'm wishy-washy again about Priester as a pitcher. I think that like he's looked okay at times. He's looked really bad at times. I'm not against Houston, but as I keep saying, this is not an exciting Houston team. So I'll probably be over the field, but I'm not like jumping up for joy with it or something. It's just because there's not that many teams to choose from. So I do have Houston as one of the teams that I'm playing, but probably like fourth for me right now. All right, moving on. Pittsburgh and St. Louis. What do you think? Okay, so we got Gray, who's the other one, and then Keller, who I think is. Sheets, I talked about it yesterday. Why was Paul Skeens? His projection was like terrible, except for you were the only one who had him with a reasonable projection. But I looked at like 4 other different things, and everybody had him like below where I thought he would be, and he wasn't as owned as the other guys were, and he was terrific.
Yeah, he doesn't really, in a weird way, he doesn't really project all that well this season. I don't know why. Maybe he doesn't have the same strikeout rate as when he
first. They say the strikeouts are down, but like I looked at his last matchups, it was the Dodgers and the Cubs, and you know what I mean. He gets all the worst matchups, so people I think overreact to that. And then when he has a normal matchup, they don't know what to do.
Yeah, I guess. Yeah, I have Sonny Gray as the highest owned for me. today. I have like 75% of him. That's just where I ended up. As far as hitting goes, I don't think I'm getting any of this. Am I getting any Cardinals? Let me just see. Not really. No, I mean, I'm just playing Sonny Gray, and I have like 3% Pittsburgh. You know what I mean? But nothing real. So it's just Sonny Gray, and hope that he doesn't perform the way he usually does when I play him. That'll be good.
Yeah, I'm good with Gray. I think it's pretty straightforward play. You also have like 10-mile-an-hour winds blowing in from right field, so it should like suppress the left-handed power a little bit. I'm also not opposed to Keller, by the way. It's a small slate. It's a way to get different. You have a 6,500 different price tier than most of these guys are. So I'm okay with the idea that I would prefer Keller versus Priester, for example. I still don't believe that this guy just turned into the worst pitcher ever. And I actually am in some my first builds, I had all gray, everything I didn't have gray in, they wanted to give me Pittsburgh as a stack, but that's just what SaberSim will do. I'm not overwhelmingly in love with that idea, but I'm okay with getting to a little bit of it is basically where I'm at. I have Houston a little bit ahead of Pittsburgh in terms of the quote unquote contrarian stacks or whatever. Not even contrarian, just lower owned stacks. And St. Louis, I think, is going to be a little bit over-owned against Keller. I would rather be underweight that. All right, now we've got the Cubs, which means I have to check. And we have 13 mile, not a lot of great hitting situations today. 13-mile-an-hour winds blowing in from left center, 57 degrees. Yeah, it's going to be hard to not have some interest in the pitching here. It's a total. The game total is at 7 for what it's worth, even though SaberSim's got it 8.5. What are you getting to with this Cubs?
Yeah, I currently have Robbie Ray as my second highest owned behind Sonny Gray. He's always in play and not in play every day. So I don't think he's going to be as highly owned as he always is. So I actually like him. By the way, we really like to start in the hole in Survivor, don't we?
Wait, no, we're 2-0.
Kansas City lost to the White Sox, didn't they?
No, they won 4-3, I think.
Oh, did they?
Yeah.
I didn't even see they came back. Oh, so sick.
You sound like me with the basketball game last night. So I was talking to a buddy.
Oh my God.
I was texting with him, and then he's like, can you believe what happened in Cleveland? I was like, what happened in Cleveland? Cleveland tied the series.
The same thing happened to me. I was at the baseball game, and we were with the kid we were with. He says, "Oh my God, did you see the Indiana had a buzzer beater?" I'm like, "What do you mean they had a buzzer beater? The game was over."
Yeah, right. Exactly.
I didn't even know the White Sox lost. Oh, that's good. Oh, that's really good for us. Okay, good.
Yeah, I'm pretty sure they're 2-0.
Okay, so you did 2-0 if they won last night. That's for sure.
Yeah. I was pretty sure they won 4-3, but it might have been in like 10 or something.
Oh my God, amazing. Okay.
Yeah. Bobby Witt had a walk-off. Yeah.
So Robbie Ray again, I have my second highest owned, and Ben Brown, I have my fourth highest owned, right alongside of Framber Valdez, and I don't have any of it. Although, I mean, you should probably play the Cubs, shouldn't you? I mean,
well, it's just a matter of that it's terrible. I mean, if when you get to that 13 to 15-mile-an-hour winds in center field in Chicago, but at the same time, this team always hits, man. Like,
I know. It doesn't matter what the wind is, honestly.
And actually, the Giants were the ones hitting yesterday. But boy, these projections really don't like Robbie Ray very much on SaberSim. I am with you on the idea of. I'll tell you what, if you want to get a little different on this slate, if you play Robbie Ray and Woo, you can kind of do whatever else you want. This projection feels way low on Robbie Ray.
Yeah.
Now, this is not an ideal matchup, but again, if you give me these conditions, and it's weird because if you look at the Cubs individually, they don't look like this dangerous of a lineup, but it's just a really good top to bottom lineup. Although I'm not incredibly enthused by what it is today. We'll see. It hasn't even come out yet, actually. No, it has come out.
It has come out, yeah.
Horners, Swanson, Chapman. Yeah. So I'm with both these pitchers in this game. Just with the weather, it's tough, man. I'm gonna have to. I guess all my hitting is gonna be late as usual.
Yeah. Right. So for me, I'm against you in this one, and you can't play everybody. So I'm actually both sets of bats. As a matter of fact, I forgot to mention that I do have some San Francisco, decent amount actually, okay, in the hitting, just I guess to be contrarian, I suppose. And I have like all of this Seattle Athletic game, both sides. So that's where I am right now. And yeah, Brian Wu, I certainly not going to argue, with it. I mean, he's probably the best pitcher on the slate. I mean, like as far as just regular pitcher goes. But I don't know. I just can't play everybody, and Oakland's got enough bats where that's where I ended up. So I'm playing both sides of the hitting, and I'm actually under on the pitching.
Yes, well, I don't think there's any under. I don't think anybody's playing any of this pitching. I think everyone.
No one's playing Woo. I thought he was going to be.
No, this is the mega chalk hitting game.
Oh, okay.
First of all, nobody ever plays Woo. And he's a really great, really real life pitcher, but he doesn't have like maybe the same strikeout upside that everybody else thinks they want. But
okay.
Like the Max Fried thing, we say that about Max Fried, then he goes out and strikes out 12 guys. Like it's it's somewhat becoming perception at some point. Anyway, Brian Wu, I think is an incredible play. Now this is the best hitting spot on the slate this along with Arizona, but this is even better. A little bit of wind blowing out in the new park in Sacramento, or not the new park, the minor league park in Sacramento. I think that Wu is a terrific contrarian play. Oh, you know what? He's actually okay. So since we've been on your sheets, Saberson has raised his ownership from 10 to 27%. So he is going to have more ownership than I initially thought he was going to have. Goldie's got him at 23. Okay, and you've got him at 24. Okay, so Saberson caught up a little bit to where the other. So maybe it's not as contrarian as I thought. Either way, I do like Wu. And I like Seattle, but I will say that this Gunnar Höglund, he made me some money when he was 4K at his first start last week. Remember we talked about him?
That was him.
Yeah, he was the 4K, and he pitched a beauty.
Wow.
But I will be into Seattle, not as into the main team. You know what I'm going to do? Can I start off this last one real quick?
Well, why is Merrill Kelly pitching or something?
Yes, that's what's happening.
Oh yeah, so you can start then.
So I believe he's pitching. Let me just see what happened. Why is it not?
I knew he was. I was going to say.
Well, no, I know, but for some reason there we go. Okay. So this is my. It's Merrill Kelly on a short slate against a Mets team that I think is has plenty of firepower in Arizona on not a great slate. This will be my highest owned stack, and it won't even be close. I love that I can usually get really no ownership against Merrill Kelly. Unfortunately, I'm going to have to deal with a pretty decent amount of ownership against him today, partially because his being bad is catching up with him. No, I'm just kidding. He's actually pitched okay this year, but his projections are terrible today. Anyway, I do like the Mets. It's going to be mostly Mets, Seattle, and a little bit of Arizona for me. I think Senga is an interesting contrarian pitcher, but I'm not probably going to get there.
Brown pitching?
What's that?
Is it Ben Brown pitching?
Ben Brown is pitching for the Cubs.
Right. Oh, I thought Senga was on the Cubs. Sorry.
Yeah, I know. It's tricky keeping track of everybody. But yeah, so I like the Mets, and it's going to be Mets in Seattle for me as my main stacks, and it's going to be Brian Wu and a combination of the other three chalk pitchers as my main pitchers. But Mets, Seattle, and Arizona will be my hitters. Arizona is going to be a little bit lower owned, and I do like Senga, but it's just give me a good hitting spot and a good offense. We don't have a whole lot to go with. So that's where I'm at today.
Well, you know what? Why don't I? How do I do this? One second. I was going to say I want to update the projections here just one more time on the early slate, and then I want to build again. We got a little time. It's not a big deal. Hold on a second. Hold on. I didn't mean to do this, but I want to do it anyway. Because after this, because after we do the golf, I am going to have to put in my lineups and then leave. So I want to make sure that I do this right. 1 second. So what lineups are we missing? We're just missing the 335 games?
Yeah, we're probably not going to get them either. Well, maybe we will. That's not true. We might get them.
And we do have Arizona, but we don't have the Mets.
We don't have the Mets.
Okay, let's do this again. Let's go new build. And again, once I upload these, as a matter of fact, I'm going to do that as we speak as well. Hold on. I want to update the updated projection just so I've done my job so everybody has them. Oh, you know what I got to do? Hold on. This is. I'm sorry, guys, but this is when you want to do both content and projections. This is what you have to do. I have to hold on to change this to the early slate. 1 second, and then this, and of course that's opening another spreadsheet. So we have to close that. I'm going to show you actually what I'm doing here. This is legit behind the scenes stuff. Okay, so what we do is we take our projection file, we go to Google Drive, we go into here, and we upload just the early slate. And then this way I know it's here, drive early. And probably in about 5 minutes, that's going to be up with any luck, maybe on SaberSim. We'll see.
Should be.
It's depends. It really depends. So let's save these. And do I want to do a minimum? Yeah, I don't want to leave more than 1,000 on the table. So let's do this.
More than 1,000.
Yeah.
4 or 5 gamer. I'm willing to leave. I go the other way on these. I'm willing to leave like 5,000. Like, yeah. I don't care.
Okay, so let's build these.
I do have to go in a minute because my mom is about to leave and I'm going to say goodbye.
No, we're good. Let me just do this. But you don't have to stay if you want. I'm just going to show you I'm going to show everybody my builds here.
Okay, I'll disappear for a minute and then I'll be right back.
Okay. And we're going to see what we do. So there's no weather issues, so I don't have to worry about that. So we're going to build the 5,000 lineups. And then again, we did 49,000 minimum. And I'm not going to tell Bobby this, but I made sure I only had stacks of 4, 4, and 5 and higher. Hope he doesn't yell at me. He won't, because he won't know. Nobody tell him. Okay, so let's see. And we're going to keep it on autofill. Okay. And save the contests. We're not going to do anything with the min uniques. We'll put these up, and this is exactly my process. But again, I'm definitely going to late swap after the 1 p.m. and I'll show you what I have right now because it's not going to stay that way probably. So let's go back into here, go into contests, see what we have. So now we end up with, yeah, pitching wise, it looks as though, yeah, same thing. Gray, then Ray, Valdez, and actually more Brian Wu. So that is a little bit different. And now the stack exposures, still Seattle, San Francisco, Oakland. So nothing really is changed over there. And yeah, I guess that's pretty much all that I have. We could view exposure from here as well.
Hey, I just popped back in.
Yeah, I just redid everything, but it looks as though it's pretty much going to be the same as far as my exposures go. I mean, for the most part. I mean, all of Seattle and stuff like that. And as far as the pitching goes, I did end up getting more Brian Wu, actually. I'm doing a 25% Brian Wu now. That makes it a little different. And yeah, but I'm probably going to end up like I have like a ton of Seattle, so I'm probably. And the good thing is the late game, so we'll be able to late swap based on current results.
Right.
So we'll be able to kind of deal with that. But I guess that's pretty much all I have.
Perfect. All right. Well, let me. I'm just going to upload my things, and what I ended up with basically, I'm pitching wise. I ended up I think we're probably pretty. I have Ray, Wu, Valdez, Gray, in that order right now, which feels a little bit ambitious. And then I have, as far as stacks go, Mets, Mets, Seattle, Pittsburgh, San Francisco, Houston. But again, no 5-mans for me. So that's my contribution here. For whatever, we'll see how it goes. All right, can you give me 5 minutes and I'll jump back in for golf?
Yeah, 12:30. Did you set up a stream or no?
Brandon should have one set up. If he didn't, I'll do it right away.
Okay, good. I'll see.